Alright guys, today is October 3rd. Been 30 days now since I started this rail system for the lettuce right here. As y'all recall, I did this back in the spring, first time I'd ever done it, and it worked extremely well. And just to make sure it wasn't beginner's luck, I wanted to do it again, and it worked out just fine the second time. So I'm gonna say it's 100% proven. This is a very good way to grow some lettuce, and fast. As you can see, I've got some empty spots where I've already gone back and started replanting. Put some more seedlings in there, and this stuff, it grows so fast the heads start to overlap, so we go ahead and start eating on them, started sharing them with other people. And there's some good lettuce right here. We'll eat a head about every 2 days, and it doesn't take long to wipe out a little small system like this. If you look at the size of that Pak Choi, you won't find anything like that whatsoever in a grocery store. A few observations: the back rail that I had the nutrients, the water going in one end, kind of doing it more like a regular NFT as opposed to having a dripper for each cup, did not do quite as well, I don't think. The Pak Choi is not quite as big as the ones that were in the first two rails. So when I start putting the new seedlings back in that third rail, I'm going to put a dripper on each cup and do it like the first two. It just seemed to grow a little bit better. A real quick observation on the roots in the net cups versus the plastic cup that I put the holes in. You can see the plastic cup kind of got root bound. Instead of going out, they sit there and started twirling around the bottom. It still did okay, but the net cups, they were more prone to just go ahead and start getting out of here. And if you want to save a few dollars, you can do these cups right here and they'll work. It didn't seem to be an issue, but just something to take into consideration. As far as what I did for nutrients for the full 30 days, I didn't change anything. I spoke before about using the master blend and their mix ratios, and I mix it up 5 grams per 5 gallons, and I stuck with that for the full 30 days. I had no problems whatsoever. The only thing I switched up was about every 4th bucket, I would put a bucket of fresh water. So I go 3 5-gallon buckets of the nutrient solution, and then I put a 5-gallon bucket of fresh water in it. And that seemed to work out real good. I think what I'm gonna do right now is go ahead and get this big old Pak Choi out. He's past due. Just turn a little water off right there. Keep a knife close by. Come up under here. Cut that thing. You just look at the size of this. That's my hand. This is a great big old Pak Choi. You look up under here, look how big this thing is. And you talking about flavorful. Chop this thing up, put it in the stir fry. Some kind of good. As you can see now, this is my little net cup with the rock wool inside. There's my next Adriana lettuce seedling in it. Put a few pebbles on top to kind of fill in the cracks. We'll just set it in here. Put the dripper back on it. And we'll see you in about 4 weeks. One thing to take into consideration with any kind of hydroponic system, at some point in time, you're going to have to clean it out. Inside these rails right now, it's nice and clean in there, looks really good, not too much of a concern. Much like this first rail, I've got 3 heads of lettuce left to go in here. They're plenty big right now to go ahead and take out. What I could do is go ahead and pull them out, clean it up, and then put my seedlings back in. Now let's do a little bit of bragging. This is a head of hydroponic lettuce, come from that store that starts with a W, for $2.48. Would you rather have this head of lettuce, not knowing exactly where it came from, exactly what they sprayed on it, or would you rather have this head of lettuce right here that you know exactly what you did to it? I can tell you exactly what has been sprayed on this right here. H2O. That's it. The only thing I ever did was mist them with some water back when it was real hot, and I could eat this stuff right now, right off the rail, be just fine. Might have a little bit of dust, but that ain't gonna kill nobody. As opposed to never knowing what they sprayed on this right here. And I gotta ask you, if this, let me see if I can get this thing out of the box. Normally, we would never have bought something like this, but sometimes when you're making videos, you gotta have props. See if I can get this thing out of here. Look at that. This is their head of lettuce, and this is my head of lettuce. $2.48. This one, run this system another time or two, is free and clear. I think I'd rather invest in me a rail system, spend 90 days growing some lettuce, and get to the point where everything I grew after that didn't cost me nothing at all. Look at this little thing right here. Ain't nothing compared to that head of lettuce. Regardless of what kind of growing you're doing, whether you're growing in the best organic soil in your garden, whether you're growing in containers, buckets, hydroponically, regardless of what kind of system you have, the food in the grocery stores will never ever compare to what you can grow on your own. That ain't even a fair fight, is it? Alright guys, this is going to wrap up my hydroponic rail stuff. I pretty much, I think, explained everything I did along the way, showed you what I had to work with, showed you the results, showed you what you can do. We're going to leave this be for now. It's good to go. I don't think I can educate anymore on this part. We're going to switch over to the Dutch buckets and then get into that floating raft deal here shortly. So y'all take care, and Lord willing, even with this little rinky-dink lettuce right here, I'll see you next time.